Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to enjoy this personal intro of mine. And after this personal intro of mine, I'm actually adding more the dark cards to my collection, so stay tuned for that. But I quickly wanted to address you personally, like I said, in my usual disguise. And I know it looks a bit strange to some people, but it is what it is. I can't find anything lying around here to disguise myself. But I personally wanted to address you and thank you for all the nice messages. I've been away for a few days. The channel has been a bit quiet for a few days, but I needed a break. I needed to find some balance, so I rented this beautiful house. Let's put it here. This beautiful house in Germany, and I just had some me time, and not in a giggity way, unfortunately. I just read some books and I just enjoyed the quiet time for a few days. And it was very necessary. I've been going really heavy on the channel and I have been releasing videos on a daily basis, which was a lot of fun, of course. And we're working towards that video number 500. But I felt I had some good ideas still, and I still after that felt that yeah, I needed to recharge a bit. Personal life has been crazy, work life has been crazy, and you know how it is, folks. Sometimes you just have to take a few minutes and evaluate everything, and then you can continue in a positive and nice way. Damn me and my positivity. Best flame quote I ever got. I think I should put that on a t-shirt in a good old Rudy fashion. Yeah, I'm the only fool that's still buying old cards, besides Rudy. I've been watching a lot of his videos recently. I definitely will be making a video about the market situation and what's going on. And yeah, he's addressing that as the only one besides me, it feels sometimes. Because everybody's too afraid to talk about it and too afraid to lose subs or whatever because they have an opinion. But it's my fucking channel and I say whatever the fuck I want, and that's why the channel growth is going very slowly. But there are still some people out there, that actually value opinions and value that people speak their minds, and I think that's very important to do. I'm not here to offend anyone, but if my opinion is not yours, then yeah, it is what it is. But that video will follow another time, so yeah, no need to get controversial today. We're just enjoying ourselves, working towards video number 500. And I'm back, baby. I'm here. I'm here to stay. And don't worry, there always will be more videos. The time between the videos might vary, but in the end, I definitely enjoy making videos for you guys. And I hope you enjoy watching them. And judging on the messages, I know most of you enjoy watching them a lot. So thanks a lot for that. Switching over to the dark now, and I hope the sound is good, because I've been playing around with it a bit, but it should be okay now. Folks, Jesus, I think it took me like 10 takes to get this out in a normal, understandable way, which is horrible, but it is what it is. I switch over to the dark now. I will talk to you soon. Maybe even like, yeah, let's have a look in this disguise, or just the floating hand stuff you are used to. But yeah, I'm looking forward to video 500. I got some nice ideas to do something cool, innovative, creative, and I hope you'll enjoy it. For now, let's enjoy the dark. All right, as promised, that's a quick switch for you and a pretty long switch for me because it's nighttime already. As promised, the dark, and we are continuing with the red cards today. Let's switch that other thing off because it's just like irritating and reflecting on the binder page. I think it's better if we switch it off. I hope, yeah, it should still be visible, especially if I get close to the camera with the cards. Getting my sleeves here for double sleeving, as I do with all my old cards. I think they are much safer that way. And we are starting off, for those who don't know, I'm following the Scryfall, the Dark Art Gallery. And we're starting off with Ball Lightning here. A very cool card in my opinion. I even used to play that in a blue, red, Counter Blast deck, and that was pretty cool because it's for 3 mana it's potentially 6 damage, because it has haste and trample, and I like that card back in the day. Even if he has like a 1/1 or a 2/2, it's still 4 damage for let's have a look at the Blood Moon first. The most important card, most expensive, or one of the most. It's not the most expensive card. Goblin Wizard is another red card, but it is a very nice and very smooth Blood Moon. It's one of those days, and that Blood Moon is pretty cool. But Ball Lightning, I actually like more, to be honest. Nice copy of Blood Moon, by the way. There's a little nick here and there at the edges, but for the rest it's a very cool card. And we have, let's have a look at it without the sleeve. The Brothers of Fire, always Mark Tedin, always one of the cooler artworks I think in the set. Back in the day that was even an okay card to play. Wasn't one of the best cards and is not one of the best cards out there, but I kind of liked it, and it found its way into a deck sometime because it could deal 1 damage to any target, and you did get a damage as well because they probably did some mistakes while forging weapons or whatever. But I think that last damage, I mean, they hit for 2 and then they have an ability to do a damage, and they could shoot down those 1/1s easily. The Cave People, pretty cool artwork. We've seen this a couple of times here by Drew Tucker in the set. It's very abstract artwork. Yeah, I'm not an art connoisseur. I like art, but I don't know the exact terms. Let's see. What else? Yeah, this one is pretty cool as well. Let's have a look at it without the sleeve as well. Eternal Flame, Mark Poole. Very creepy card. I haven't seen that a lot back in the day. That was one of those cards, and I talk about those cards quite often, that I discovered pretty late, because back in the day you didn't see those on the table a lot, and I didn't see them in binders or whatever when I was trading at conventions a lot. That was one of those rare cards, actually. Fire Drake. We wanted this card to be good somehow. It was a bad Dragon Whelm. And for 3 mana, 1/2, and you could pump it up to 2/2. If it would cost like 2 mana and it had 1/3 and you could pump it up to 2/3, I think it would be alright. But like this, it's just a bad creature in the end. There were definitely better alternatives. Just look at the Hypnotic Spectre for 2/2. 3 mana for 2/2, and you actually had them discard a card. Target land or creature is buried. Fissure. Fissure. It's very difficult for me to pronounce. Fissure. I know it's not a good card nowadays, but back in the day, if you played mono red, then getting rid of stuff just for 5 mana instant, just removed it, or getting rid of a creature or whatever, was a pretty good card. It definitely was a good sideboard card, and 1 or 2 in the deck in some tournaments or whatever, if you played mono red, wasn't a bad idea. The Goblin Caves. If target land is a basic mountain, all goblins gain +0/+2, and it's an enchant land. In Goblin decks, that could be annoying because the Gobos somehow got tougher. Like, they just were hiding in the cave. Pretty expensive for 3 mana, but you didn't have a lot back in the day, especially for the goblins. And this set, that's the Goblin Digging Team. You can sacrifice it to destroy target wall. It was another goblin. You just had a few goblins in the ABUR sets, and for the rest, there weren't a lot of goblins around, and the Dark actually brought back the goblin pretty strong. Because, with the Goblin King and the normal goblin, and then the Goblin Balloon Brigade, here the Goblin Hero, they attacked in an orgy of rage and madness, but only one seemed as focused on killing us as on the sheer joy of battle. Yeah, the Goblin Hero, he was the only one that actually, in a fight, was keeping a cool head and liked to kill humans. I like that flavor. But 2/2 Goblin for 3 mana, not super strong, But again, if you had a goblin deck, you were happy with every goblin you could get your hands on. The goblin rock sled actually wasn't too bad. Trample, a rock sled may not attack unless opponent controls at least one mountain. A rock sled does not untap as normal during your untap phase if it attacked. Yeah, not super good, but not super awesome. But nah, I never played it. I saw people play it, and it sometimes worked out fine, and most of the times it did not. The Goblin Shrine, also, yeah, we got all the goblins, of course. If target land is a basic mountain, all goblins gain +1/+0. So that one actually was pretty good, but again, very expensive. But if you had the Shrine and the Caves, they got +1/+2. And then you had some strong goblins out there in the 4th round. So that was a pretty nice combo. And this is the big boy of the set, the Goblin Wizard. He looks evil. He's looking like he's cooking up a spell. And this is the most expensive card of the set. It dropped in price a bit, but yeah, you see a little rough around the edges here and there as well. Daniel Gallon, I haven't heard a lot of him since this card. At least not me personally, probably. I have to look it up. It's not a name I'm very familiar with. I looked at the artist and I was a bit surprised to discover an artist I had not heard of before. Back in the day, I loved the art and I loved some of the artists because I really adored a few cards, but I didn't look at the whole set or whatever. I never owned a Goblin Wizard. This is the worst one I owned. So it just popped up and I was like, hey, who's that guy? Mountain Walk, Goblins of the Flark. That's actually a pretty good card. 1/1 Mountain Walk for 1 mana. So yeah, not too shabby. But in the end, if you control no mountains, I think it's destroyed, right? This one. Let's move on to the Inferno. Let's get as close as we can here. It's just burning everything. It's burning you, it's burning the opponent, it's burning all creatures. Just look at that big Inferno fire. It's crazy. 6 damage to all players and creatures for 7 mana, but as an instant. That was a card I played in a red blast deck, or even in that was like last resort in my red blue counter blast deck. Like, okay, let's hit us all with an Inferno. Why not? Mana Clash, magicthegathering. Very, very cool artwork in my opinion. I pretty much love the way this is drawn. I can't quite put my finger on what it's supposed to represent. It's like he's putting up a shield with his mana and there's like a beam hitting him or whatever, or her. Probably her looking at the picture, but yeah, the artwork in itself is pretty cool. Then we have, yes, let's put it in the sleeve, and then we have like the orc general here. Not a lot of orcs, more goblins, but maybe he's the general to the goblins, but we of course have the Goblin King, who is the only general to the goblins. And last but not least, Sisters of the Flame. I think there was a story about this artwork because it's so realistic. I think it's a person actually. Jasper has been or has known, or whatever. I have to look it up. Yeah, you should have these kind of facts ready when you're making a video about the red cards of the dark. But my brain stores a lot of information and a lot of useless information, and sometimes I somehow am not able to remember everything. And then out of the sudden it just comes back to me and I'm like, oh yeah, that was the story. But in this case, the Sister of the Flame, probably after I finish the video, I probably will remember it. You see, there's a lot of air trapped in here, and I show that every video I make when I double sleeve cards. You have to get this air out before you add the cards to the binder. And what I do is I take a deck box. In this case, I have a lot of Ultimate Guard boulders, which I really like as deck boxes, the clear ones. then you see your decks and you see what's in there. They are very heavy. They are very heavy if they are filled with cards. And you have to line up the cards perfectly, not to damage anything. And then just gently press down. Don't force it too much. At a certain point, you will feel the air wiggling out there. And then you see you have a nice flat pile with no trapped air in it. And now you can add it to your binder. Otherwise, your binder will be like an inflatable or whatever at a certain point. If there's air in every card, you add it to it. So we're putting these in the order of the Scryfall. Just look up Scryfall or Google Scryfall, the dark card gallery, and then you get, and that works for all the old sets, by the way, and I guess for all the new sets, but I normally only use it for the old sets. Leaves us, folks, with just a few more cards, like one more color, which is green, and then the artifacts, and then a few lands, and then we're there. Would be nice if we can finish this set until video 500, because yeah, somehow I think that's pretty cool. Always wanted the dark set, and it's if you think about the fact that I actually complete the dark before I complete any other set next to Antiquities, which was pretty much the first old set I completed last year, then maybe the dark is pretty close to my heart. You never know. My heart isn't dark. I like not to think so. Yeah, here are the green cards and the artifacts, and on the bottom of the artifacts there's the lands. But the dark was one of the sets I started with, and maybe that's why I like it so much. So this was the red color for the dark, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you soon, like I said in the beginning in my little personal intro as well. And in the meanwhile, stay healthy, stay frosty. Thanks a lot for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye, folks. Bye.